Hey guys, Mike here. So not surprising, another red day leading into what? CPI tomorrow, right? We're going to end up getting the core headline inflation, which we'll get into, but that's not the only thing taking place tomorrow. And so I'll tell you what that is, so make sure you pay close attention. If you're wondering, we'll go into what we're expecting for tomorrow, how freaking crazy this market's actually been. I'm going to show you something. I didn't even know what's happening, but it's amazing that this is actually happening in this market. Just shows something else, how resilient it has been. I'm also going to show you a stock. I'll say congratulations for those who have been in it. And it just shows you, it don't have to be a tech stock to get these crazy gains. Okay, it doesn't have to be a Tesla or an NVIDIA or whatever. And we'll get into Tesla and some others, especially AMD. Now, this, of course, is from Nicky Leaks. He's the one that gets the information from the Fed and stuff. And as you can see right here, right now the forecast expect August CPI to show the headline index rose 0.6% in July, boosting the 12-month rate up, while at the same time, core, they're expecting to drop down to 4.3, and then you can kind of look at some of the banks right there. And understand, obviously, Tom Lee's had the hot hand, right? Whether he's been lucky, whatever. But what he's saying is that he thinks the red days are going to be front-loaded in September because one reason is because of all the shorts that are in the market, right? A lot of hedging going on. As you can see down here, short flows have increased in 4 of the last 6 weeks, which is usually not what you exactly see when you're going to expect a huge downward move, right? And even if you look on the fear and greed indexes, we're either basically neutral or slight greed, but it's kind of just sitting right in the middle right now. And so you can see right there what he's talking about. And another thing is, and this is the one that shocks me, like this market has been so resilient in the face of inflation and rates that we hadn't seen since early 2000. And look at this, the S&P has gone 94 trading days or 3 months without a drop of at least 1.5%. You have not seen this happen. There's the line right there you want to get below, right? Of 1.5%. You have not seen this happen since 2018. It's been almost 5 years. Are you kidding me? With anybody, I would never have guessed that this was the case. I thought for sure we lost 1.5% on the S&P of the last 3 months. But I guess, what that means is, as you can see, it has all to do with this, right? The equal weighted stuff. It's just that the Magnificent Seven, it's like Apple, because remember, Apple's going down 3 to 4% a couple of days there, but what was happening? Tesla was moving up, Amazon was moving up, Google was moving up, so they hadn't been in tandem. And then the other stocks just don't have enough weight and movement to really do anything, right? And guys, before we continue, if you're getting anything out of this, please hit that thumbs up down there. I really appreciate it. And if you like the material here and the videos, think about subscribing. And when you look here, guys, I'll give you a chance here. On the left is the stock I'm talking about. On the right is NVIDIA. Does anybody know what stock this is? This goes back to 2022. Look at that. Straight up, huge gap, just like NVIDIA, right? And so I'll give you a hint. It's not tech, like I said. Does anybody know what it is? Well, if you look right here, it is Eli Lilly. And just an amazing run. It was green again today with so many stocks. Red, it was still green again today. And people would keep asking, like, man, when can I short this thing? Look at that, 625% since 2018. Going over here, you're looking almost 100% in the year of 2023. Like, that is just amazing. A pharma company. And it just keeps going up. Look at that. That's amazing. You look over there, though, you're expecting some big fall, but look, going back to 2018, like it really is outperformed Apple, Microsoft, I think all the big boys, really. And you can see, it's just like a tech stock, right? It's way overbought. This is the weekly. And so, will it finally pull back? You would think so. Got that big gap down there just like NVIDIA, but good luck. And the reason why it keeps going up like this is people keep shorting it. It's guaranteed that's what's happening. These big moves you're seeing, people keep shorting and think it's finally going to fall. And then it just keeps on climbing. Now, eventually, is it going to come back down to earth? Will gravity take effect? At some point in time, let me know in the comments what you think. And congratulations to those who've been holding. That's for sure. Congratulations. Always like to see that. And, when you go into the indexes, obviously, I'll keep it short because we do have CPI tomorrow. What's this one doing? It's still stayed in that channel, still holding that trend line right there. We'll see if we get the bounce tomorrow CPI. If not, we're going down right there into that volume gap right there. heading lower for sure. It depends on how the market wants to react on core and CPI. Remember, headlines going up, core is supposed to come down. We'll see which one they care about the most. The Fed cares about core. Now, IWM still perfect head and shoulders, still playing out. It's trying to hold on for dear life at 183. If that gets lost, see ya. What's it hanging on to? The 100 moving average. What's at 183? The 200 moving average. So again, this is just one of those indexes or ETFs that, it's just hanging on for dear life. And one reason is it's got to do with the regional banks. And this is what I was talking about yesterday with the regional banks, right? The most profitable small cap shorts, top 3 regional banks. Look at that. Over $3 billion they have made on this stuff right now. And I don't know if they're still in them or not, but they are the top 3, actually 4 out of 5. I think Silvergate Capital is one. But, that's just amazing to see. And that's what's holding down this one because it has so many regionals, right? When you got the Qs and the SPY having a lot of the big mega caps, right? Pulling them up. And so, we'll see if that changes. Now, Tesla, we're going to go on the chart here, but this is what I was talking about yesterday when I told you guys how it runs, right? It's shorts. Right here, this got released today. Tesla top 10 list of the most shorted large cap U.S. stocks for a 3rd consecutive month in August. Hazel Tree came out with. If you're curious about 2nd and 3rd, it was Apple and Charter Communications last month. People love to short Tesla. They just absolutely love it. And then they get caught up with these big moves. Now, you can see Tesla here real quickly is pushing over that 0 line on the MACD. That is bullish when the daily right there. That trend line we talked about last night, I think I drew it right there for you when we were talking about this. And it's this one right here, right? So you see the rejection, you come over, and I'm looking for short-term stuff here, right? Okay, let me see where we got some support and resistance here. And you can see this thing bounce to the penny. When I go to the short-term time frame, look at that. Didn't move the line, bounced to the penny. Sometimes it works on Tesla, sometimes it doesn't, but I find it works more times than not. And that's a short-term bounce I'm looking for right there. So we'll see if it holds or not. Again, CPI is tomorrow, so that's going to take down the whole market if the market doesn't enjoy it, right? But what it really has to hold is not the trend line, because that's a short-term trend line. It's that 265 area, okay? And so if it doesn't, then obviously we're going to come back down here, maybe even challenge to fill that gap right there in the 250s. And so let's see. Again, a lot of things will react off tomorrow, but if we can hold that, you can see 279 very quickly on this one. So just keep that in mind. Now, looking at Apple, obviously it was Apple Day. We'll get that in just a second. Momentum sucks on this, and you can see it's below the 50 and the 100. Resistance right there, as you can see, big red day, but this should not be surprises. Like I share with members, when it comes to Apple Day, when they unveil stuff, then, it's basically hit or miss, but mostly it's negative. And you can see, even when you have positive days, there was only 4 positive days in 2011 out of 12, if I'm counting this correctly. So 8 out of 12 were negative, and then it was negative. You can see the drops are bigger than the pluses, right? The increases. And so it shouldn't be a surprise. And I got to be honest with you, along with some members, I tried watching the live stream. That stuff was so boring. I had to cut it off when they started doing a Mother Nature type video. I thought it was just ridiculously stupid. Let me know what you think about it. I don't know anybody watches that. Again, of course, I don't think I own anything from Apple. My wife does. She's the Apple person, my son, everything. I'm boring. I just use Android because I don't really care what the phone looks like or whatever, and I don't have to have a super camera. But the prices were actually way better than I thought they were going to be. Right when I saw the iPhone, and of course that was my comment was just tell me what you're going to be overcharging my wife for the iPhone. That's what I need to know. The prices were not bad. I got to admit. Let me know what you thought about it and stuff. The watch looked pretty cool. The biggest thing is going to be how much the competition heats up in China, right? Because that's 17 to 19% of sales over there. So we'll see how that goes. Now, AMD, yeah, this one right here is getting ready to, have finally what we've been talking about, its decision, right? Are we going to break down through this trend line, which we have not been below since 2023 started? It's laying right on it. Got this bounce today right there. Or are we going to finally hit higher, right? It's below the 50, it's below the 100. And so this is what we've been waiting on. Obviously, if it breaks up, then we can go up to 110, finally break through that, and maybe move higher, of course. But if it finally breaks down through that 105, 106 area is what it looks like, then yeah, we're heading to 102, then 97. And so we're finally figuring out what's going to happen here. Now, PayPal, I'll cover this one in Disney because they're basically 2 of the same type of stocks. What I mean by that is they've been beat down, a lot of political stuff, all this stuff you can see in the comments. But what's it doing? It's all technicals here, okay? It's filled the gap right here, as you can see. So we'll take that gap off. And then it's all about news as well, which I'll get into in just a second. You can see on the hourly, it looks like momentum's trying to like roll over there. But again, on the daily, you come over here, all the moving averages are still pointing down. You do have a big gap right there between like 68 and 72 if it can get up there. Got resistance right here. And, you know, it's just one of those things, those kind of stocks, when you look at this, you're trying to see if this can absolutely get above that zero line on the MACD. If the RSI can cross over the 50 right there, that will give it some huge momentum. But what you got to look out for is this right here, the news, right? And so what are you seeing? Oh, Uber and PayPal expand relationship. Yay. One growth stock down 80%. You'll regret not buying. Like, this is what you want to look out for, because that's what lets me know big money's been buying, right? Because they've been accumulating to these prices, and now they want to move it up and start pulling people in, right? Disney, same thing. Got a bullish MACD cross right here. Still below that zero line, of course. Not over the 50 line on the RSI on the daily. 3 green candles. Filled that gap. Right there to the left, as you can see right there, heading up towards the 50 moving average, which is heavy resistance right there. But what is this one bouncing off of? Remember, we talked about the technical bounce. Also, here's the news. And watch out for news on Disney to start coming forward. If that happens, it's almost like a green flag or a red flag. You say, oh, they must have been accumulating the big boys at those prices between 79 and 80. And it, you know, it talks about Charter and Disney got the deal together before Monday Night Football. I can't believe it. Look at that right there. And so it's getting that bounce, right? Now, no kind of earnings tomorrow will phase the market. It's all about core inflation, which they expect to decrease on a year-over-year basis from 4.7 to 4.3. And then headline is projected to actually month over month go from 0.2% to 0.6%, which will raise the year over year from 3.2 to 3.6. And the last thing, we do have quarterly OPEX, but tomorrow is VIXpiration. So you will have a boatload of options expiring on the VIX. And so again, this is volatility. Sometimes you'll see markets, even though it's crazy, CPI is coming out on the same day, get freed up here to move in either direction, for that matter, or you might just see a whole boatload of volatility tomorrow. But again, this is a quarterly event, so it's usually a big thing here. And so it'll be interesting to see where the markets go. I think you're going to see some, well, depending on CPI data, obviously, you'll see some huge moves pre-market. Let's see if the data gets leaked out to everybody, right? And all of a sudden you see some big move right before CPI data gets released. Remember, we've seen that a couple of times. And so, and then again, how's it going to react? Now we got headline going up, core coming down. Fed cares more about core. And if I'm not mistaken, I still believe that core is made up, like 50% of it is still shelter and cars, if I'm not mistaken. So as long as those prices hadn't gone up, then, you know, we should be okay. But correct me in the bottom. It's been a while since I've actually looked at that. And but you know, we'll see. I mean, it's going to be a fun day, especially pre-market. Let me know what you think is going to happen. Because core is a pretty good drop, 4.7 to 4.3 year over year, and they're not expecting the monthly to go up. Remember, oil prices have been going up, but because those weights on what that affects is not going to affect it that much. Plus, it's a delay, right? Because it takes a long time for that stuff to get through to the data. And remember, I think I did a video, was it January, February? Remember they changed the weights and how they do CPI, and we said, oh, wow, CPI is going to drop now, right? Ooh, look, CPI dropped. And so, you know, that's how it works. So anyway, you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see if Tom Lee hits another home run and he's right or not, or if he finally loses the hot hand and pass the hot potato to somebody else, right? So anyway, I hope you guys got some out of it, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button if you did. Appreciate all you guys who watch the videos and stuff. Feel free to try out that membership, 7-day free trial in the bottom for the Patreon and Discord. And less than a McDonald's combo still, by the way. I was talking to somebody about that. So anyway, see you guys tomorrow.